What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It's Friday morning and just had my coffee there and just wanted to cover over some recent news that just occurred last night as some places are actually reporting here. High-tech pharmaceuticals was recently raided. Jared Wheat and two of his executives were arrested and some of the charges, and I'm just reading over this indictment letter here for Jared Wheat. It's charges of, well, just to be expected, manufacturing, distributing controlled substances, fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. Just the typical white collar crimes here. They were actually arrested there, surprisingly enough, for a product there that they sell, not for the DMAA product there, but something that has red yeast rice in it there that has a chemical compound for levastatin, which if you guys are a bunch of chemists or so forth, or if not, it's essentially something that helps out with your cholesterol. But here's the funny thing, even though they mainly arrested him for this particular product, in order for him to bond out, Jared actually had to agree to quit selling DMAA. So even though they arrested him for another product, the truth of the matter is, and this is something that I've actually predicted for the past couple of months on a couple of other boards, is that the feds are going to start coming after, DMAA. I mean, even though it's being argued in court right now, DMAA is still a illegal substance here. No different. It's one of those scheduled products there to where, you're not really supposed to be selling it there. And even though Jared has it tied up in civil court there, that doesn't mean that the feds cannot come after him. So Jared should have been expecting this for quite some time there. They also named in this indictment some of their other products there, Superdrol, Equibolin, 1AD, and stuff like that. And that was also kind of expected there, because when, these products were specifically banned by Congress and you come back and you put the same type of name on these products there in order to get sales, that's going to piss off a lot of people that, that went and banned it in order to begin with. All of these new products there are, according to Jared, by the way, are derivatives of DHEA, which of course is legal here. The only problem is with that, it gets kind of wishy-washy in terms of chemical components as far as to whether, it can be considered DHEA there. Because, these are indeed pro-hormones. They're very strong pro-hormones that, high-tech pharmaceuticals was indeed selling. There's a total of about 18 counts here. And, just like the report itself there, I had the indictment's pretty long there. It's a lot of pages, but, I just went ahead and condensed everything down to the basics. So, I'm just going to give you the scoop as far as what's going to likely happen there. Now, I hear some of these other people that are reporting that he's going to get like 80 or 90 years or so forth. And that right there is just a bunch of bullshit. The most amount of years that he would get would be probably 10 years. But, it's going to be 10 years in a federal penitentiary. So he'll have to serve a decent amount of time, and that's only if he's convicted of it there. People have to remember that, even with all the indictments or everything, it really comes down to, the jury there itself. And the jury already has a skeptical view of the feds itself there, and, a guilty verdict has to be almost unanimous in order to convict Jared Wheat, of these things here. And it's going to be pretty hard, especially with DMAA, still being in litigation there. So, it could look pretty bad for the feds in order to prosecute him for this here. But, in any case there, this is something that I've actually warned about for quite some time. And, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think that these products should be out here to even begin with. DMAA is, by itself a safe product there, but lately, high-tech pharmaceuticals and some of their standing companies associated with them, Prime Nutrition and everything, they've been selling a DMAA infused product, and they put a lot of other stuff in there, and when you have all these types of stimulants and all this other shit running through it there, that can cause some major health issues here. So, I honestly don't think that DMAA is actually, needed on the market at this time. It's really not worth selling, to be quite honest with you. But, now that there's going to be a conclusion to this product itself there, I'm more than sure that everyone's going to be rushing out to get this stuff here. And, my advice is to, and this is what I've told before, stay away from DMAA because, you just don't need that type of stuff there. There's a lot of other great, safe, and legal pre-workouts and other stimulants there that you can actually use. DMAA, in my opinion, is almost the same as amphetamines here. That's just my honest opinion. And when you mix all of this other stuff along with it, that combination, can have serious health or, can actually cause death there. And no, you can't really recover from that. You can't take a nap and recover from death. Death is death, in other words. But, a couple of other people, and even though this report has been out, the same person that asked me to comment on this also asked me as to whether, Aaron Singerman or PJ Braun, who actually work under the high-tech pharmaceuticals brand, can be arrested. And, the answer is actually yes. Even though that they are distributors of the product itself there, they can definitely get arrested just as simple as that there. It would be a lot harder to convict, seeing as how they are not actually manufacturing the product itself there. The most that they can actually face is going to be some civil fines, but there was a case with a company, I believe, a long time ago with American Cellular Labs where the owner was actually arrested too there, but I never really looked into seeing what happens. But when it comes to the feds, they can literally go after anyone, and the purpose of that there, you don't just go. The feds don't just go after the top person; they go after the lieutenants and the sergeants and anyone associated with it there. And the purpose of that is to see which one is going to flip and spill the beans on the whole operation there. And that allows the feds in order to get a, more solid conviction there when someone associated with the organization goes and essentially snitches, And, I hear about all these little rap songs about, hey, snitches get stitches and rats get bats and everything. But here's the truth here. Nobody wants to do federal time there. And at the end of the day, all these little hard cats out here that say they ain't gonna snitch, they're gonna be the first people that are gonna actually snitch out upon each other there. So, I know Jared has some really good lawyers and attorneys. He has a whole army of them that's been not only fighting this civil suit against this DMAA product there, but it looks like we're going to be in for the long run in terms of this indictment there. Jared thinks it's an intimidation attempt there. But, quite frankly, everyone that I know actually saw this coming here. They've been sent numerous warnings by the FDA, multiple times there, multiple times about DMAA saying, hey, quit selling it there. This isn't really about the red rice yeast and stuff like that. This is about DMAA. And this is why the feds are essentially going after Jared Wheat and anyone else associated with them. So, I don't want anything happening to Aaron Singman or PJ Braun or anything, but, but I've told Aaron, a couple months ago, make sure you have your lawyers in check as well there. Because this is a very serious situation here. Because, like I said, federal time is the worst time that you can actually do there. And when you're staring at like 10 years in a federal penitentiary, people are going to flip and people are going to rat and snitch upon each other and everything, and they're going to, they're going to try to get the best deal possible when they actually see the writing on the wall. So, I'm going to touch base. I'm going to keep track of this thing at all here. For those that are asking me whether to stock up on it or not, again, I'm going to say no. Just avoid the stuff as well there because, like I said, DMAA is, in my opinion, a very dangerous product there. Even though I don't agree with this federal indictment because it is still in civil court and everything, DMAA is still a dangerous product, and the FDA has an obligation, to protect American citizens from, dangerous products here. You can love it or you can hate it, but, that's the job of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, whether it's spoiled milk, tainted beef, or in this case, very dangerous substances that or supplements that can actually cause, serious health issues or harm. But like I said, I'm gonna stay on top of this. I'm gonna keep track of this. I'm gonna let you guys know everything that I know as far as this is concerned. But again, my honest opinion, I don't see any indictments here at this present time there. But that's unless the feds already have someone that's going to go and spill the beans on the whole operation there. You might actually see a couple of plea deals coming in within a year or so. But this is going to carry on for quite some time. But, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. I'll be putting some more videos up on a couple of other things. But, just keep sending me your requests as far as what you want me to talk about here. Because, even though I'm running this channel, it's consumer based there, and I want to hear from everyone as far as what y'all want me to speak about. So if you have any questions or anything, even if it's something simple, I'm always willing to respond to you via email. Just write to vince@caliberfitness.com or go to anabolicmayhem.com. Shoot me an email, and I'll get back in touch with you as soon as possible. But hope you guys have a good rest of the day and take care.